Hey, how's it going? Otaku Mike here, back again with another video for you guys today. And I'm doing my haul video for the month of January. Sorry, my haul's a little late. My comic book store is only open on Fridays and Saturdays, so my hauls are always going to be a little late for that month. But I got some good stuff to show you. Got this stack right here of Marvel stuff. Ugh. This stack of DC stuff, sorry. And then we got our independent stuff right here. I don't think I got as much as I did last month because I did have a little bit of extra money. I'm comic collecting on a budget. But yeah, let's get into this. Let me show you guys what I picked up for Marvel stuff. So this first one I picked it up because in the first issue of Laura Kinney Wolverine, this character shows up at the very end. I have a video coming out about her, the first issue for Laura Kinney Wolverine in a couple weeks, I believe, on my YouTube channel, a review of it. But I picked up Daredevil Unleash Hell issue 1. This is Elektra Daredevil. I thought it sounded pretty cool as the premise of Elektra being Daredevil, so I picked this one up. I haven't read it yet, but I hear it's not bad. Then this next one I picked up on curiosity alone because it is Deadpool Wolverine Weapon Extraction. This is a 8-part or 8 short stories all rolled into one, apparently. This was a backup story in a bunch of different other comics, and they released it as one issue. The cover looked really cool. That's why I picked it up. I thought it was going to be like another ongoing series or mini series, but it's not. Which I'm kind of glad because I'm kind of reading a bunch of ongoing series at the moment. I picked this up for my daughter, and I thought it was kind of funny. But that's What If Mickey and Friends Became the Fantastic Four, issue 1, or well, it's a one-shot, you know. I'll probably end up reviewing it and reading it on the channel, or for the channel. But this next one I picked up, I'm on the fence about because I wasn't 100% on board for Laura Kinney Wolverine. For me personally, it kind of has a rocky start, but I'm giving it a second issue just to see if I ended up 100% liking it. But that's Laura Kinney Wolverine issue 2, and that's why I picked up the old Daredevil issue, was because Elektra's in this. This next one has a god-awful cover. God-awful cover. I don't know why. But this is the only version of the comic that was at my comic book store, and I picked up Deadpool / Wolverine issue 1. I did a review on this on my channel. If you want to hear my thoughts about it and whatnot, definitely go check it out. But that cover is really bad, I have to say. This next one I picked up because a lot of people were hyping it up and whatnot. So I picked up Ultimate Wolverine issue 1. This is the first Ultimate issue I've read since they relaunched the Ultimate line. This is one of the variants because I thought it was cool. One thing I have to say, it just feels like a Wolverine. Like, Wolverine doesn't seem special in the Ultimate Universe to me as of right now. But yeah, it's not a bad book. I have a review coming out for this comic. It's an interesting read. Next, we have Wolverine issue 2 right here. This one has a really good series. This is on my to-read pile right now. I have not read any of it after the first issue. But we have 2, 3, 4, and we have 5 right here to wrap up our Wolverine stuff. That one, for trying to get all of it, was interesting because my comic store had 2, 3, and 5, and I couldn't find, no, they had 3, 4, and 5 in number 1, but they didn't have any more of number 2, so I had to track down issue 2. You know, so, you know, it's always fun to try to track down other issues. This next one I picked up on pure curiosity alone, which was Vengeance of Moon Knight. I have to say, When I got this one, this is number one. This is a variant cover by everybody's favorite comic artist, Frank Miller. I had no idea that this was a Frank Miller cover until I looked it up on Legion of Collector, Comic Geeks, or whatever it was, the app that I used to track my comics. I picked this up on curiosity. I haven't read a Moon Knight comic since they originally, I think it was the Thunderbolts. They quote killed off Mark Spector. I think it was in Dark Reign or something like that, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I want to say it was the Thunderbolts or maybe it was the Dark Avengers. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've read that storyline. And I really wanted to check out Moon Knight again and see where this goes. But yeah, I picked up issue 1 and then I picked up issue 2 just to give it a fair shot. Let me know what y'all think of the Vengeance of Moon Knight if y'all have read it. If it's any good or not. I'm going to also obviously decide on whether or not it's good because I'm going to keep buying it or not. I think it's like, well, like a 6 or 8 issue series. And then I think they went into like the Fist of Khonshu, Moon Knight or whatever. But yeah, it's cool to have that. Let's move on to all of the DC stuff that I picked up. So first I picked up Justice League, The Atom Project, issue 1. It's an interesting read. Eventually I'll do a video on it. I don't know if I'm going to continue buying this. I like the artwork though. The artwork is really good. It had a couple issues with it, you know, and whatnot. But this next one has been hitting on all cylinders. If you're not picking this up, I don't know what's wrong with you, you know? I'm just joking. But I picked up The Question All Along the Watchtower. This is issue 3 right here. This issue very much it left me aghast, and I wasn't expecting the bad guy in this to be the bad guy. If you know anything about like the Death of Superman or Reign of Superman, spoilers, but Cyborg Superman shows up in this. I mean, because Eradicator showed up in the second issue. I mean, so yeah, I was surprised that Cyborg Superman showed up of all people. This one has been hitting pretty hard for me in a good way. But I picked up Nightwing 122. This series, I felt like it was a little bit slow build up, but things are rolling in a good direction, I feel like. Eventually I'll start making videos on this new Nightwing run that's going on. I was a little bit iffy on the creative team, but it's starting to really grab my attention with things that are happening and whatnot. With like the Circus de Sun or whatever they call it, like the circus that kills people and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, I feel like. This next one, I already did a video on it for my channel, but you can check it out if you want to see the review. I picked up Aquaman #1. This first issue was a lot of fun. I personally am not an Aquaman fan, but it captured my attention, you know? It captured my attention, and I was like, I gotta know what happens. They made Aquaman cool, okay? They made him cool for me. Yeah. Next, we have another one that I've really been enjoying because I am a longtime JSA fan. I picked up JSA issue 3. This is by Jeff Lemire. This continues to be really good. Not much else I could say without hugely spoiling things if you're currently reading this. But bad things are happening to Hawkman. Bad things are happening to Hawkman. Another one, which this one apparently took 2 decades for Cassandra Cain to get a new series, which is Batgirl issue 3. This series is like always on the top of my read pile, which is Batgirl, JSA, and Aquaman is not on my read pile, but The Question's always on top of my read pile. If you're sleeping on the Batgirl series, this is really good. This is really good with Lady Shiva and stuff like that. Things get a little interesting in this one because the League of Assassins end up showing up at one point. I don't want to spoil too much, but the League of Assassins show up, and that's not very good for Cassandra and whatnot. This next one, I got to get caught up on. I haven't even read issue 1, but I'm still buying it for some reason, possibly because eventually I will read issue 1 and I will read the rest of it. But people say it's really good, and that is Absolute Batman issue 4. Yeah, there's not much I can say about this, but yeah, I picked that up. And then this one, I haven't gotten to issue 3 yet, but I did read issue 1, and I really, really thought it was an interesting take on Superman, which is Absolute Superman issue 3. It got plus because Crypto is on the cover right there. I mean, you can't go wrong. Absolute Crypto, just saying. It needs to be a thing. It needs to be a thing. This next one I picked up was Two-Face issue 2. I will have a review for issue 1. My first impressions on it. This one's interesting. I like it, but I don't know where it's going to go, like for character-wise for Two-Face. It's interesting because Harvey Dent is, quote, supposedly in control, and Two-Face is trying to get control. I mean, Two-Face or Harvey has been in control before, and that didn't really work out. So I fear bad things are going to happen to Two-Face. I wasn't going to originally pick up this again, like going forward, but I mean, my curiosity got the best of me. Just saying. This next one, I picked it up because I find this character fascinates me, and that is Metamorpho, the Elements Man. And I mean, look at this cover. This cover is so cool and so like off the wall, funny. But yeah, Metamorpho. If you're not reading it, definitely check it out. I know it's probably not for all, but it's definitely worth a read in my opinion, because I like a lot of the characters who are like obscure DC characters. This next one I picked up was, I feel like it's kind of against my better judgment almost, because you either really love this creator or you hate them, or they're kind of hit or miss writing wise. I picked up, I did enjoy the second issue. Um, I thought it was a lot better than the first one, but I picked up Black Canary, Best of the Best, issue 3. And I mean, they do a really good job on the covers for these, like the variant covers and whatnot. But yeah, I picked this up, probably against my better judgments. We'll see if Tom King, I feel like I'm playing Russian roulette sometimes whenever I'm reading a Tom King book. I know my buddy who runs the Plane, Trains, and Comic Books podcast, Matt. He's a friend of my podcast, Otakuology. He hates Tom King with a passion. But yeah. But next, moving forward, I picked up Absolute Wonder Woman issue 4 right here. Solid series going forward. This is definitely always on my top to read pile. Next, also, I feel like I'm pretty been very DC focused. I feel like in my reading, I feel like they've been doing really good. But next is New Gods issue 2 right here. This is also on my to read pile eventually. I'll probably read it actually this week because I've been pretty busy with life stuff and whatnot. And one of my favorites I picked up, which I don't see a lot of people picking this up. I've seen a few here and there, which is Black Lightning issue 3. This series has definitely I feel like it's like a hidden gem or like a dark horse almost. Like a lot of people aren't giving it a lot of time because I mean, Black Lightning is not like one of the big superheroes, I feel like. But this is a really interesting take on the character, I feel like. And it goes places. It really, truly goes places. And that's all my DC stuff. Moving forward with my independent stuff, which is IDW and Image stuff. I don't know if Image is really independent nowadays. I mean, they're kind of like the third or fourth biggest comic book publisher, I feel like. Maybe Dark Horse is up there too. But I picked this one up out of curiosity because my comic book, the owner of my comic book store, she recommended it to me. I thought maybe that my girlfriend would like it because she likes all the supernatural, spooky stuff. So I picked up a issue for her to read and an issue for me to read because I don't like to share sometimes. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, I thought she would really like it, and I picked up the Lucky Devils. This is issue 1. This is a variant cover. Also, Frank Miller. I did not know it was Frank Miller, but I mean, hey, no hate to Frank Miller, except when he does that god awful Deadpool cover. That was terrible. But yeah, this is from the creator of 8 Billion Geniuses. I don't know that book, but it sounds kind of cool. You know, next, this one has like kind of a story behind it. You know, so I was at my comic book store and I've been hearing a lot of rumblings about the Ninja Turtles, the new relaunch with Jason Aaron. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go try to, get it because my store, does have like Ninja Turtle stuff. And I was looking around and I couldn't find the first 3 issues. I could only find issues 4 and issues 5. So I was like, okay, well, eventually I'll look and see what I can find, or maybe my comic book store can get them in for me. She wasn't able to get them, so I went to go look elsewhere. I went to go look on eBay. So I found a seller who was like selling comics individually on an eBay page, on a posting. I was like, okay, cool. I can get issues 1, 2, and 3. Sadly, I ended up ordering them, and they said they were delivered to my address on my porch, and no comics were there at all. I contacted the postal service, and they're like, oh, you're kind of like sort of like contact the seller, basically is what I did. And I contacted the seller. They said the things were shipped, and I was like, okay, maybe they got lost, or maybe somebody stole them off my front porch. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna chalk this up to a loss, and just order them again. So I ended up ordering issues 1, 2, 3, and they also got an extra issue of issue 4. So I was like, okay, that's cool, Then about a week later, I get a package in my mailbox, and I'm like, I didn't order anything else. Like, oh, this was my missing package that I couldn't find anywhere. I thought maybe it was delivered to the address a street over because we both have similar sounding street names. But it wasn't. I have no idea where it went or where it came from. It just magically appeared. So now I have issue 1, issue 2, and issue 3 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I have extra issues, which is it's not bad, I'll have to figure out something to do with the extra issues. Maybe if I ever hit like 2,000 subscribers or something, I'll give them away and like a giveaway or something, But we'll have to see, I basically paid the same amount for the 3 issues as I did for the 4 issues, which was like $25 each, which I feel like the first part I ended up getting a little bit ripped off, I feel like, because I didn't look for certain listings and whatnot. But it is what it is, So at least I got the other package, the mystery package that I couldn't find. But I've read the first issue and I have really enjoyed it so far. And I'm gonna be, checking out the issues again moving forward. But yeah, strong series, I feel like. And as somebody who hasn't really read the original IDW run, I was able to jump into it like really easily. So definitely recommend it. More Turtles stuff for you. We have Turtles of Grayskull issue 3. I picked this cover up because I thought it was really cool and a lot of fun. Little Donnie tinkering with Man-at-Arms. This series, on point. I actually picked this up today, so I haven't read it yet. Sad to say. This one though, I feel like I got caught up in the hype a little bit because this second issue kind of sucked. I did not like the second issue of TMNT Naruto. I'm on the fence if I'm gonna pick up the rest of this series. I might just get rid of it. I don't know. This was very much like, oh hey, I'm Naruto. We're the turtles. Let's give our backstories to each other. That is what this issue was. And I was like, I already know their backstories. But you know, it is what it is. You know, cool cover though. This is a really cool cover. They do a lot of variants for the turtle covers, which I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot. I think it was like 180 for just issue 1 of TMNT for the new release. And then I picked up, last but not least, I picked up TMNT issue 6. This cover is really cool. I love Mikey in the background, right there diving into the water. Solid series. And that is all the comics that I picked up. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this content, like, subscribe, and share the video. Share your friends, tell your friends. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of these series. If you've read them, if you're looking to read them, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I'm Otaku Mike. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out. Stay safe and go read some comic books.